Hi, hello. So we are going to discuss about the porifera characters today. What are these porifera? These porifera are the primitive multicellular organisms in metazoa. So in the metazoa, they are the multicellular first multicellular organisms with the cellular grade. That means they don't have the tissues, organ systems levels. They are the primitive multicellular organisms. They are primitive. Okay, they are primitive multicellular. Their origin, if you see, their origin, they are supposed to evolve from the coinoflagellates. Coinoflagellates, which are the protozoans. How can you say that they evolved from this one? There is some connection or resemblance with the coinocytes, which you see in the body of the porifera. So this is the porifera, and you can see these coinocytes here. These coinocytes resemble the coinoflagellates, which are unicellular animals. Unicellular coinoflagellates. So these are the unicellular protozoans. They will be looking like these animals, unicellular animals, look like the coinocytes present in this porifera. So that's why there is resemblance, and this porifera might have evolved from coinocytes. And also the connecting link between this porifera and porifera and protozoans is the proterospongia. 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 These are protozoans. These are the protozoan animals. So from these protozoan animals, porifera might have evolved. This is the link. This is the link between these and protozoans. This is the link between the protozoa and the porifera. There should be some link, but this link you will not see with the porifera. That means porifera will not give rise to will not evolve into higher grade animals. That's why these poriferans are called as evolutionary blind offshoot. Evolutionary blind offshoot. Evolutionary blind offshoot. That means nothing has evolved greater from this poriferans. From poriferans, nothing has evolved. That's why they are called as evolutionary blind offshoot. They did not evolve into higher animals. That is the main thing. If you see the habitat, where do they live? Habitat, if you see, habitat, they are mostly marine. They are mostly marine, but Spongilidae, the organisms like a Spongilidae family, are freshwater. Spongilidae is a freshwater poriferans. They are the freshwater, and majorly we see them in the marine waters, and few rarely we see some families or some members of porifera living in the fresh waters also. And then level of organization, already we have seen the level of organization is a cellular grade animals. And then uh, symmetry. What type of symmetry do we see here? symmetry asymmetrical. And we cannot divide the organism into equal halves from any plane. From any plane we cannot divide the organism into two equal halves. Then body wall, if you see, body wall, we see two major layers of the body: pinacodum, outer pinacodum. This is the outer pinacodum, and the inner coenodum. Outer pinacodum, inner coenodum. In middle, there is a gelatinous substance, a gelatinous layer called as mesohyl. Mesohyl. So, mesohyl contains some amoebocytes. Some type of amoebocytes will be present in the mesohyl, and this mesohyl is also very important for the fertilization also. In this mesohyl only fertilization will take place. So coenocytes, pinacocytes, they form outer layer and inner layer. Two layers are there. For this reason only, for having these two layers, some section of the scientists are arguing that they come under the diploblastic animals, but some are saying that these are not the germinal layers. We cannot consider them as germinal layers. So that's why there is an argument. Let us see what happens. And the porocytes will be there in the body. Porocytes form holes. The body of the, why they are called as porifera, I already explained, because the body contains many pores in them. So pores. So porocytes form the pores. These pores are called as ostia. These pores are called as ostia. The water from outside enter into the body, into this canal system through the ostia, and then the water comes here. Then gases exchange, nutrients will be taken, and then the water again leaves the body through another single hole called as operculum. Osculum. These are pores, ostia. This is osculum. So osculum outlet, ostia inlet. So body wall contain pinacodum, coenodum, and also I explained about mesohyl. So mesohyl is a middle layer with gelatinous substance in it, right? Next, canal system you can see. Canal system also you can see here, and going to what is that? Regeneration capacity they have. They have regeneration capacity. Regeneration capacity. They have good regeneration capacity, and reproduction, if you see, reproduction, if you see, they are mostly hermaphrodites or monoecious. That means bisexual. They are bisexual hermaphrodites. We call the bisexual animal as hermaphrodite. We call it as hermaphrodite. This monoecious, and then fertilization will be cross fertilization and internal fertilization. Internal fertilization. Internal fertilization will take place. Even though they are hermaphrodites, they avoid the self fertilization. From the single animal, the egg and the sperm will not fuse. They avoid it by producing the gametes in different time intervals. Suppose they release the sperms first, later the ova will be matured. Otherwise, vice versa. Eggs will be matured first, fertilization takes place, then after the sperms will be matured, and then sperms will be released outside. So internal fertilization in the mesohyl, internal fertilization will take place here. So that is the case. The eggs will be here in the mesohyl. The sperms will come from the other animal, and then they will be fused. Development, if you say, Indirect development. Development. Development, if you see, indirect development, we will see. Indirect. What is this indirect development? So, in the indirect development, life cycle consists of larval stage. If the larval stage is there in the life cycle, then we call that development as the indirect development. And in the indirect development, the larval forms of these poriferans are called as amphiblastula. Amphiblastula. Amphiblastula or otherwise parenchyma. These names are very important. These names of larval forms, if indirect development is there, larval form will be there. That larval forms, for that larval forms, names will be there. But those names we have to remember in every case. So this is briefly about the characteristics of porifera. They are the metazoan, first multicellular, low grade animals, primitive animals, and then they have evolved from the protozoans called as coenoflagellates. This is the phylum. In the porifera, in the protozoa, Proterospongea. From these Proterospongea, they have evolved. The poriferans have evolved. But from the porifera, no organisms have evolved. So that's why poriferans are called as evolutionary blind offshoot. Habitat, if you see, marine, mostly Spongilidae. This is a freshwater family in the symmetry, asymmetry we see, and then body wall. Two body walls are there, outer and inner, and mesohyl gelatinous layer in the middle. And regeneration capacity is good. Reproduction monoecious. They are hermaphrodite, that is a bisexual, commonly we call. So in fertilization will be cross fertilization and internal fertilization in the body itself. In the mesohyl, fertilization will take place. Development, if you see, development is indirect development in the life cycle. We see the larval form. The larval form is called as amphiblastula and parenchyma. With the Cnidarian characters, we will meet later. Thank you.